Hello everyone, I'm Mustafa. Today I continue presenting a concise summary of the Chainsaw Man series for you. After Denji was killed by the zombie devil, Pochita sacrificed his heart to bring Denji back to life, and thus the Chainsaw Man was born. Without further delay, let's get started with today's summary.
The arms flailed rapidly, striking the guts against the ground, injuring Denji's limbs. While Power watched him fight with determination, she was astonished. Was he really doing all this just to touch her chest? Then the devil attacked, but Denji blocked the blow with his left hand and punched its face. However, the devil reacted quickly, landing a blow on Denji's face that sent him crashing to the ground, leaving a bloody mark. Denji tried to get up with his exhausted body to continue the fight. At that moment, the devil looked at him and spoke. Really? Did Bat get killed by a little weak dog like you? There was a dream between me and Bat to devour all humans, even though that dream seems a bit far-fetched. But it was a noble and beautiful dream. Now, however, that dream has been shattered by a little dog like you. It's a shame to waste this face, but you must die. After the devil finished speaking, Denji reached out with his severed arm to wipe the blood from his face, then said, "I've never touched a woman's chest before, so I can't die now." How boring. It's truly a shame for the Bat to be killed by a filthy brat like you. All that's on your mind are base desires. That's truly something to be pitied. When Denji heard his dream mentioned again, his expression darkened. Then he remembered what Power and Aki had said earlier, which only made him angrier. What a ridiculous reason. Everyone is serious and cautious except for you. Suddenly, Denji shouted and rushed at the devil, then slashed the devil's forehead with the chainsaw blade. Ah, it hurts. All of you look down on what I want to do. You talk about revenge or protecting family or saving a cat. You say this and that. It's great that you all have such grand dreams. So why don't we have a battle of dreams? If I kill you, your dream will be worth even less than my chest. What a cute scream, crying non-stop like a little puppy. Alright then, let me eat you. Come on, you have to defeat me first before you can talk, he said. And then Denji began to fight the devil. The devil looked at Denji's grim face, and even Power, who is a devil herself, felt a bit of fear. At that moment, Denji and the devil exchanged blows, both of them bleeding. Suddenly, the massive blade pierced the devil's forehead, but in the next instant, silence fell between the two sides. It turned out that the devil's tongue had pierced Denji's abdomen, and no one knew when it happened. The devil opened his mouth wide, about to swallow Denji whole, but at that moment, someone's hand reached out and from a distance made a certain gesture toward the devil's head. A muffled sound echoed. Suddenly, a giant fox appeared out of nowhere and bit through the devil's body in one bite. Even in the moment of its death, the devil did not understand what had happened. What just happened? Was that the leech devil? Is it edible? Yes, the fox replied simply, then disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Denji was lying there, barely alive, with Aki Hayakawa and his devil beside him. When the hunters saw them, after the water devil was killed, Hayakawa ordered the new recruits to evacuate the survivors, and they complied immediately. Then he asked his colleague Kino to keep an eye on the devil, and she agreed. As for Denji, who was lying down, he couldn't comprehend what had happened and was mumbling incoherently. It had been a battle of dreams, but the pain made him scream. Aki Hayakawa helped him up and said he would interrogate Denji and Power. When Power saw that she was about to be taken away, she reminded Hayakawa about the cat. Hayakawa silently looked at the cat, then ordered it to be examined at the animal hospital in the room. Denji was sleeping in the hospital, and when he woke up he found Aki next to him peeling an apple. Aki spoke without lifting his head. "You've regained your arm, and it's back to how it was after the blood transfusion. Ah, you really do seem like a devil," he said. Denji replied with annoyance. "Aren't you involved with them too? I saw it myself." Hayakawa Aki sighed. "It seems you don't understand anything. Devil hunters make contracts with devils, and through that, they gain the power to fight devils. I made a contract with the fox devil, and in exchange for granting me power, every time I have to offer a part of my body for it to eat. This time I fed it my skin and it was extremely painful." Denji reached out for an apple, but the fruit plate was pulled away. Aki Hayakawa pressed down on the plate. He said to Denji, "All devils wish for the death of humans and fiends as well." When Hayakawa mentioned the fiends, Denji said with slight nervousness, "Power is actually a good person." Hayakawa looked grim. He said, "You were caught on surveillance cameras before leaving the patrol area. Moreover, I found a large amount of your blood in the house where the Bat Devil was hiding. You were almost killed by the fiend. Isn't that right? Even though I don't know why, it seems like you're still defending the devils." "Oh, really?" After hearing Hayakawa's analysis, Denji became very nervous, while Hayakawa suddenly fell silent, remembering something. Thank you, people thanked Denji. Thank you for saving my daughter. I am grateful to you. Denji borrowed clothes from my daughter, and I came to return them at the company. The devil threatened me by accusing me. So I ran away. I remembered that she was wearing the public safety uniform, so I wanted to thank her. The devil said he didn't care about the life of a man like me and threw me away with my car. It was the chainsaw devil. At that moment, Hayakawa closed his eyes, and Denji struggles to open his eyes, holding an apple. She said to him, "If I had investigated a little more and then filed a report about that devil and those who covered for him, you would have been punished. But since there were no injuries this time, if you agree to just one condition, I let it slide this time. From now on, follow my instructions. You're a naive child with no morals. I'm older than you, and I understand social justice. Stick with me, and I'll make sure your life stays the same. If you understand, then answer me." Denji brought the apple close to his mouth, looked at Aki, and started eating. He said, I'll think about it." Aki was annoyed by Denji's lazy response, while the latter continued, "Don't worry. I don't have grand dreams like you all. My dreams are simple and cheap, that's all. But I'll work hard, just like your sister. Wait and see." After listening, Hayakawa Aki closed his eyes and smiled, then stood up and opened the door to the room. Finally, he said to Denji, "It's better if you start using respectful language when you speak. I'll think about this too." Outside, Power and Kano were waiting. As soon as Aki came out, Power raised her cuffed hands and said, "It's over, right? I told you I'm innocent, so unlock the cuffs quickly." Kino asked, "Are you really going to let her go? If she ever kills someone, that will be your responsibility." Aki stepped forward. He unlocked Power's handcuffs, saying, "We are devil hunters. Whether it's a devil or a half-devil, it doesn't matter as long as we can use them to our advantage. But an enemy remains an enemy, and the relationship between us and them is purely one of mutual benefit. We have no intention of befriending them." This house is small. Power entered with her bags and her cat, and they opened the door to the astonishment of Aki and Denji. Makima said, "Hayakawa, assign a room for Power. You need to keep them under control." Hayakawa asked, "Why should I host these troublemakers?" She replied, "Because I trust you, but their stay isn't permanent." He said, "Yes, that's true. Don't worry, Power will be obedient and won't cause any problems." When Power looked at the food in the bowl, she showed an expression of intense disgust, then immediately gave the vegetables in the bowl to Denji. He also hates vegetables. Carrots. Don't throw vegetables around carelessly. Don't you feel guilty for the farmers who worked hard to grow these vegetables? Devils usually don't bathe. Go take a bath. You smell really bad. Usually Grandpa doesn't flush the toilet. Go and flush it. The smell is unbearable. What's wrong with you? Humans are really spoiled, aren't they? Even the cat noticed how inappropriate Power's behavior was. Denji and Power got annoyed and finally agreed. While Denji was grumbling as he cleaned the toilet at night because she never flushes and throws vegetables in, Power suddenly surprised him from behind. Power started to say something, but Denji interrupted her angrily. "You filthy devil! You're waste!" Power clogged the toilet, but she didn't care. Instead, she pointed at her chest, making a gesture that caught Denji's gaze in confusion. She said directly, "We agreed. I'll let you touch my chest. Go ahead. Touch it." Power sat down, her face flushed, looking up at Denji from below while he watched her in astonishment. She said, "Come on, you're excited, right? Touch it." At that moment, Denji realized the situation, placed his hand on his flushed cheek, and called her an angel. She said, "I'll let you touch 3 times only." And when he seemed confused, she clarified with her fingers. "You saved the cat. That's 1 touch. You killed the bat devil. That's another touch. And for your kind words about the braid. That's 3 touches in total. My previous promise was a lie, but I'll let you touch 3 times out of gratitude and with great nervousness." Denji slowly approached Power and placed his hands on her chest. At that moment, Power shouted, "Nice!" Denji was surprised when something suddenly fell to the ground. He picked it up without understanding. Then Power took it from him. She began to explain it to the simple-minded Denji, saying, "Brother, if you wear this, your chest will get bigger. It's a very powerful tool." When Denji heard this, and when he looked at Power, he was astonished to discover that her chest, which had once been proud and prominent, had lost its former glory and become completely ordinary. Denji froze in place, and with Power's insistence, he approached once again, like a lifeless corpse, to feel that sensation one more time. Even when he was told he had one last chance, he no longer had any reaction or feelings left. He only had it in him to complete this act one final time. And when everything was over, Power stood up and said lightly, "All right, it's done. It's over." What do you think? The feeling is good, isn't it? Even though he had a lot to say, he just felt that it was strange. Just like that, it was over. Amazing. We got what we wanted. Now we're even, so let's keep working together. Power said that as she patted the absent-minded Denji on the shoulder. I saved the cat, and I have no need to hunt devils anymore, but there's no escaping Makima. So I'll stay with you. Power laughed loudly, then called her cat to sleep, leaving Denji alone, feeling an immense emptiness. He just stood there, just like that. And the next day, whether he was sleeping, eating, or even during patrols, Denji remained engulfed in that feeling of emptiness. These are the damage reports, confirmations of Devil Corps usage, and documents from the Ministry of Transport. They require stamps. With a clicking sound, Denji stamped the documents with a blank expression. Isn't this annoying? Even though he killed the Bat Devil, he felt it, as if he had made a mistake. Makima noticed his distraction and asked him, "Denji, is something on your mind?" I always had a goal I was chasing, but when I actually achieved it, I realized it wasn't that great. Will it always be like this in the future too? It seems that the happiness in pursuing a dream is better than achieving it itself. If that's the case, that's bad. After hearing Denji, Makima fell silent, then put her hand on her chin and said, "I didn't understand what the TV said," Denji continued, lowering his head. "I touched a woman's chest for the first time, but I didn't feel anything special." Upon hearing that, Makima fell silent again and looked at Denji's hands. Suddenly, Makima grabbed his hands, which surprised Denji a little. She said, "Denji, I think these intimate things can only bring happiness when you get to know the other person. Understanding another person's heart is difficult, so you should carefully observe their hands first. How long are the fingers? Is the hand warm or cold? What is the shape of the ear? Has anyone ever bitten your finger before? Bite it, and remember, even if your eyes can no longer see, you should know that it's me from the feeling of the bite." He remembered that, and as soon as she finished speaking, Makima placed Denji's hand directly on her real, priceless, natural chest. Denji screamed in shock and fell off his chair onto the floor. He looked at his trembling hand in disbelief. Then Makima leaned down and got so close to Denji's face that she almost kissed him. "Can I ask you for something, Denji?" "All right." Makima looked at Denji, whose face turned red with embarrassment, and smiled with satisfaction. Then she lifted the chair and sat on it. She continued saying, "I want you to defeat the Gun Devil." The Gun Devil appeared in America 13 years ago and is now missing. No one knows where it is. It is the target of all devil hunters and is considered an exceptionally powerful devil. But I believe that you, Denji, are capable of defeating it because you are more special than the other devil hunters. If you manage to kill the Gun Devil, I will grant you one wish, anything you want. Alright, that was all the content from episodes 10 to 12 of Chainsaw Man. If you want to watch more upcoming episodes, don't forget to like, save the video, and follow the channel to support the channel owner.